Hare Krishna.
Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunnavadi Paschata Deshatarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So, I hope everyone is doing very well. So, we go back to Uddhava Gita, 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. We are discussing the 11th chapter. Yesterday we considered the last verse we did was 33rd verse. So I'll read that one. Translation. My devotees may or may not know exactly who I am. What I am, who I am, and how I exist. But if they worship me with unalloyed love, then I consider them to be the best of devotees. So it may happen that sometimes a devotee do not really recognize Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They are not recognizing Krishna and dealing with Him as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. For example, Arjun. To Arjun, Krishna was just his cousin and his friend. But Krishna is saying that those who develop his love for Him without considering who He is, just love, if they just love Him, then He considers them to be the best of devotees. Best of devotees. Arjuna is one example. Like we see, when Krishna showed Arjuna his Vishwarup, the universal form, in the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, after seeing the universal form, how did Arjuna feel? Arjuna was feeling extremely guilty. Oh, you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But I treated you just like my friend. I called you by calling you by my dear friend, my Keshava, He Jadava, He Sakheti. O Keshav, He Jadav, oh my friend. And Arjuna is feeling guilty about that. But Krishna is telling here that he considers them to be his greatest devotee. Sakheti matva prashubhang jaduktam. He Krishna, He Jadava, He Sakheti. That thinking you to be my friend, whatever the way I have said or I have addressed you as my, oh Krishna, oh Jadav, oh my friend, ajanata mahimanang tabedam, not knowing your glory, not knowing that you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, I addressed you like that. Maya pramadat pranayena vapi. Due to my ignorance, I called you like that. Forgive, please forgive whatever I may have done in madness. Pramadat or pranayena. Pramadat means out of madness or out of love. Pranayena vapi. So, another most wonderful example, the residents of Vrindavan. They also don't recognize Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. To them, oh, you're my friend, you're my child. Like another such example is, one day, Jagannath Mishra had a dream that a Brahmana came to him in a dream and chastising him, like telling him that, you know, your son is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. You can't treat him like that, you can't chastise him like that. And what was Jagannath Mishra's response? Maybe he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but he is my son, so I have to chastise him. So this is how a devotee deals with the Supreme Personality of Godhead out of love. You're my son, so I have to chastise him. Similarly, Mother Jashoda, with a stick in her hand, Jasodabhi alukhala dhabamanam. And seeing his mother coming like that, Krishna also is reacting, jumps out of the mortar and runs. And not only that, Rudantang muhur netram jugmang mrijantam, is crying. See, the devotees act in a certain way, devotees look at the Lord in a certain way, and the Lord also reciprocates. And Krishna is saying that they are the best of devotees. So, yes, initially we have to know who Krishna is, otherwise we won't be able to understand his pastimes. Like we see that those who don't know Krishna, they criticize Krishna. Criticize Krishna, like, oh, why Krishna did this, why Krishna did that. For that there is a need to know who Krishna, that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But when the relationship develops, then that awareness goes away. Mainly because Krishna reciprocates. Krishna also reciprocates. To those devotees, Krishna doesn't show himself as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Like we see, Arjuna is afraid after seeing the Vishwarup, and Arjuna is praying, Krishna, please, I don't want to see this. Shudur darshanam idam rupam. But please assume your form. So this is too frightening. Okay, fine, you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but this form is so devastating. Like I'm seeing that you're destroying everything. All these warriors, Bhishma, Drona, Karna, all these kings, even my soldiers, Jodha Biran, our own soldiers are entering into your mouth. It's a very frightening sight that Krishna is the destroyer. Therefore he is appealing, Krishna, please show us your forearm, show me your forearm form. So that's, to these devotees, this identity of Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead is not so important. Especially those who have developed his loving relationship. And what Krishna did also, he showed his forearm form, but then he showed his two-arm form. That's his friend. And they also had some, like ordinary friends there, like Krishna and Arjuna are on the bank of the Jamuna, and there's a beautiful girl, and Krishna says, hey Arjuna, find out who that girl is, as if just like an ordinary person, runs after one beautiful girl. So Krishna is doing that. Two friends are sitting down, and hey Arjuna, look at that beautiful girl. I wonder who she is. Can you go and find out? And Arjuna says, yes, I will. And he says, hey, I'm sorry, can you please tell me who are you? What are you doing here? And then she tells that I am the daughter of Surya Dev. But still, what are you doing here? Alone. He says that, you see, I want to get the Supreme Personality of Godhead as my husband. So I am performing austerity here under the river. My father has created a beautiful palace. I live there. And I'm performing austerities to get the Lord as my husband. Oh, you want the Lord as your husband? He's there. So, making arrangements for Krishna and Jamuna, Kalindi. So, behaving just like two friends. So this is what we have to recognize, that in the ultimate consideration, that when the relationship develops, the loving relationship, then the Lord's identity as the Supreme Personality of Godhead has to go. Because if those devotees recognize that he is, or remember that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they cannot treat him like that. Like Arjuna is telling here. Shakheti matta prashabhang jaduktam. He Krishna, he Jadava, he Sakheti. Ajanata mahimang tabedam. Mahimanang tabedam. Maya pramadat pranayena vapi. So then Krishna is telling there are 7 verses together. 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41. 8 verses. Okay, let me see. We'll go gradually, slowly. Translation reads like, My dear Uddhava, one can give up false pride and prestige by engaging in the following devotional activities. So pride and prestige means that's the most difficult thing to overcome. False ego. So, mad lingo mad bhakto jano darshana sparshanarchanam paricharja stuti prabha guna karmanukart kirtanam. My dear Uddhava, one can give up false pride and prestige by engaging in the following devotional activities. So what worshipping Krishna does, when we worship Krishna, we become free from a false ego. And the false ego is the most difficult thing, because false ego is tying us down to this material nature. It's the false ego that is making us think that this body is me. That's the meaning of ahankar, false ego. So, by following devotional activities, one may become free from false pride and prestige. One which also may seen as dambha, pride and prestige, shanman. One may purify oneself by seeing, touching, worshipping, serving, and offering prayers of glorification and obeisances to me, to my form as the deity, and to my pure devotees. So by seeing, touching, serving, worshipping, and offering prayers of glorification and obeisances to the deities and Krishna's pure devotees is one way that one can become free from false pride. That's why deity worship is so important. And not only deity worship, also to treat the pure devotees of the Lord in that way. So, one should also glorify my transcendental qualities and activities. Hear with love and faith the narrations of my glories and constantly meditate on me. Constantly meditate. Man mana bhava. How to do that? How can we always think of Krishna? We heard that man mana bhava, think of Krishna himself is saying that, think of me all the time. And the way to do that is by glorify Krishna's transcendental qualities and activities. Oh, Krishna did this, Krishna did that. And glorify Krishna and Krishna's activities. Hear with love and faith the narrations of Krishna's glories and constantly meditate on them. Smaranam, constantly meditate on them. We ourselves can glorify, speak about Krishna to others, and after all, Krishna's activities are so wonderful. Like we can just keep on speaking about Krishna's activities, so wonderful. Take any pastime, so wonderful. Like a demon Keshi came, a gigantic horse, and was so gigantic and it was so fierce that every step that it was taking, the earth was shaking. And as the air was coming out, with the air it was fire that was coming out. So these demons are extremely powerful individuals. They can assume such a terrible form. And we can consider the cowherd boys and cows, seeing that the cows are shouting. The cowherd boys are just afraid. In this way, we can, if we imagine the scene, like it's such terrible situation. And Krishna gives them assurance. Don't worry, just stand behind me. And Krishna just tightened his belt, meaning the chadar that was over his body. Now he tightens it up because it won't be so comfortable or easy. He tightens it up. And he stands there. So Keshi came, trying to swallow Krishna. And Krishna just puts his left hand right into his mouth. And that scene is something like Krishna's hand entering into Keshi's mouth is like a huge snake entering into a hole. And then Krishna's hand started to emanate fire. Yeah, Keshi is dead. There was a lot of fight before that, but this is the ultimate scene that Srimad Bhagavatam is giving. And you can imagine, Keshi came, like Keshi might have done so many things. The horses sometimes kick with their hind legs. So he tried to, and Krishna caught him by his leg, started to swing him and threw him away. Keshi fainted. But just for a few seconds he fainted. He got up and came charged again. Few times it went like that. And then finally Keshi is dead. So this is how, so wonderful. At the same time you can also remember such wonderful sight. Just as I said, Jashoda bhi alukhala. Krishna climbed up onto the mortar, just about to lower the pot of butter, and he sees his mother, runs out of the mortar, jumps out of the mortar and runs. Mother Jashoda also, Krishna, today I'll teach you a good lesson. You've been such a naughty boy. And Krishna also, little Krishna running. Mother Jashoda running after him. Krishna runs out of the room, goes into the courtyard, and he's running around the courtyard, Mother Jashoda running. And finally Mother Jashoda catches him. And Krishna starts to cry. So this is how the Supreme Personality of Godhead performs his pastimes. Why does he do that? So that we can think about him, we can speak about him, and we can hear about him, and we can meditate upon him. One should offer to me whatever one acquires, and accepting oneself as my eternal servant, one should give oneself completely to me. Like whatever we have, whatever we consider to be valuable. If we don't have anything, we we're just walking and we saw a beautiful flower. Oh, this flower is so beautiful. So let me offer it to Krishna. We are walking through a garden. Oh, such beautiful fruits. Okay, let's pick some of these fruits and offer it to Krishna. Or if one is in household situation, I have so much money, let me offer this money to Krishna. I am so attached to my child, let me offer this child to Krishna. Whatever I have possessed of some value, I offer it to Krishna. One should always discuss my birth and activities and enjoy life by participating in festivals such as Janmashtami, which glorify my pastimes. So, discuss about Krishna's birth. Oh, it's so painful to think of Krishna's birth, like when a child is born, parents become so happy. But here the Supreme Personality of Godhead is appearing in a prison. His father and mother are prisoners. They are shackled, chained in the prison. And Krishna is born in that situation. So this is how one feels for Krishna. And so much difficulties. But then also wonderful things happened. The chains from Vasudeva's hands and feet just loosened, fell off. He's free. Krishna told him, take me to the house of Nanda Maharaj. And Krishna said, Vasudeva did not question, oh, how am I going to take you? He knows that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Picks him up. As he steps towards the gate, a huge gate opened up. Prison gate. And not one gate. One gate opened up. All the sentries are there. Vasudeva didn't question. So this is the faith. What will happen? Oh, will the guards see me? No. Just walking. All the guards are fast asleep. Came to the next gate, opened up. Another gate opened up. And it started to rain. Vasudeva is holding the child on his lap. It's raining, but Anantashesh came and spread his hood above like an umbrella, huge umbrella. Came to Jamuna. Jamuna is in full spate, moving at such a tremendous speed. And now Vasudeva is wondering what to do, how to go across. And then he sees one small jackal walking in front of him over the Jamuna. Jackal about this height. And Vasudeva is saying, oh, I mean this jackal, if this fox can walk like that, I also can walk. And he walks. All the way in the midstream, Krishna slipped out of his hand, fell into the river. Can you imagine? The river is flowing with such tremendous speed. And it must be so deep. He's wondering what happened. In acute anxiety. And then he sees this touched Krishna, picked him up. Then he comes to Nanda Maharaj's house. Everyone is fast asleep. Even Mother Jashoda giving birth to the child, she is also fast asleep. Quickly places the child, picks up the daughter, and then comes back. So what a wonderful way to appear in this world. The Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that's why we have to meditate on these pastimes. And when we meditate, then we'll develop the feelings. And these feelings are the basis of love. We have to feel for Krishna. And then also celebrate Janmashtami. This is the day Krishna appeared. And the next day, so much festivity in the house of Nanda Maharaj. A child is born. In my temple, one should also participate in festivals and ceremonies by singing, dancing, playing musical instruments, and discussing me with other Vaishnavas. So when there are festivals, that's what we should do. Sing, dance, and speak about Krishna, discuss about Krishna. One should observe all the regularly celebrated annual festivals in attending ceremonies, pilgrimages, and making offerings. That is how we should celebrate the annual festivals. All these festivals will appear every year, and that is how we should celebrate them. Because those days are very dear to Krishna. One should also observe religious vows such as Ekadasi and take initiation by the procedures mentioned in the Vedas. These are the religious vows. Ekadasi. Ekadasi, actually, we are not practicing the Ekadasi properly. Like now we see that Ekadasi is the day of feasting without grain. Maybe now we should try to become a little more serious. Like Prabhupada was quite lenient in the early days because most of the devotees were Westerners, young Westerners. They were not able to be very, very strict. Many of them are coming from quite a relaxed background, quite a carefree background. So Prabhupada did not really make it very strict. But we should make it a point that we should come up to the right standard. If we don't make an effort to come up to the right standard, then we'll never be able to achieve that. Achieve the ultimate goal. Ekadasi means fasting. Uddhava, fasting means fasting. In ISKCON we think that just not by taking grains is fasting. fasting from grains and beans. But actually fasting means fasting. And Krishna is pointing here that taking a vow, that means the day before we take a vow, that tomorrow, Ekadasi, this is what I am going to do. And decide what you're going to do. And better still is, on Dasami day, the day before Ekadasi, don't eat anything after sunset. Better still is eat just once. Just once on that day. But if you can't, at least don't eat anything after the sunset. And then the next day, fast. At least fast till noon. If you are even more capable, then fast till evening. And then take some anukalpa. Anukalpa means things that doesn't break the fast. Like fruits, sabudana or quinoa or some fruits, milk. So when I was young, I used to see that that's how they used to observe Ekadasi. I had a aunt, my father's elder sister. She was a widow, and she was the only one who used to observe Ekadasi in the house. And so, that's I used to see that that's what she used to do. She would fast the whole day, and in the evening, she used to take what I sometimes take: soaked sabudana, some banana, some coconut, and some grated coconut, and some milk. And it was so tasty, it was so delicious that I used to sit with her and eat that also. I was watching some YouTube thing, they were speaking about the importance of fasting. I knew that all, but it was a reminder how important it is fasting. And it was mentioned that it's a common sense actually. We are eating and eating and eating all the time. Stomach doesn't get a break. And all the energy goes just to digest the food. And oftentimes we overeat and we can't digest the food. And undigested food actually becomes toxic. And undigested food creates all kinds of things in the body. It creates a layer. The undigested food actually creates a layer in the stomach. And when there is a layer, the stomach cannot function properly. And this toxin spreads through the body and then it causes disease. But if we fast, then what happens? Fasting, digestion means the fire is burning the food. So when you fast, the food is burnt. Then the fire is blazing. So fire starts to burn also the toxins. So fasting is one of the best way to detoxify the body. And it's so scientific, twice a month. And then there are other influences also. The full moon and new moon. Purnima and Amavasya, have special effects in the body. The body actually is water. 75% of the body is actually water. And have you seen the effects of moon on ocean? I'm sure those who have gone to the ocean, you have seen what happens to the ocean, what happens to water body on the full moon and new moon. Therefore, on those days, the body actually becomes very much affected. Therefore, 4 days before your fast, now the body is prepared to deal with the influence of new moon and full moon. So this is how scientific it is. The body is getting the rest, and on top of everything, observing Ekadasi, we develop Krishna Prem. It is not that observing Ekadasi we become free from sinful reactions. That's a mundane consideration. We are not interested about sinful or pious reactions. We are simply concerned about our love for Krishna. Madhavati thi bhakti janani jatone palano kori. I observe these tithis very, very carefully. Because this is bhakti janani. These tithis are the mother of devotion. By observing these tithis, we develop devotion for Krishna. That is our main consideration. Madhavati thi bhakti janani. Bhakti janani, we have to remember that. Therefore, jatane palana kori. And also take initiation. Okay, so I'll leave it up to this today. We'll continue. This again, I just noticed. It's been... So, thank you. Okay. Total participants, 105. Number of questions, 20. And top 5 winners. Top 5 winners. I'll go from bottom. Ira Devi Dasi, West Bengal, 91% accuracy. In 5th position. In 4th position, Murari Charan Das, Ujjain, 95% accuracy. Then, in 3rd position, Ranajit Krishna Das, West Bengal, with 100% accuracy. In 2nd position, Indubadani Radha Devidasi, Mayapur, 100% accuracy. Second position, Indubadani Radha Dasi. And in 1st position, Mithiladhish Das, with 100% accuracy from Bangalore. Thank you, Hare Krishna. So now the question is from Ojashvi Das from France. As Krishna fulfills all material and spiritual desires, so what happens with the previous material desires one may have had but have now renounced? Does he has to come back to get that desires fulfilled or not? I mean, when Krishna fulfilled all or not all desires, Krishna may fulfill some desires. And if the desires are not appropriate, Krishna won't fulfill. So second question, as Krishna is the cause of all causes, is he also the cause of our material or spiritual desires? No. Krishna is not the cause of our material or spiritual desires. That is up to us. That's why Krishna has given us our intelligence and independence. Say, look at it this way. I desire because I have the independence. That independence was given by Krishna. Therefore, Krishna is the cause. So we have to look at the cause in that way. Not that Krishna is saying, well, my boy, you desire this. You desire that. You desire to do all kinds of nonsense. You desire to get drunk. You desire to kill that person. No, Krishna is not telling that. That is entirely up to us what we want to do. Because we have our independence. So Nitya from New Jersey, Gurudev, how to tolerate any insult or negative comments against other devotees in front of us? So it has been pointed out that is, in simple words I will say, if somebody is saying bad things about others, better leave that place. Just leave that place. And if you leave that place, then the other person will get to know. He'll realize, oh, she left, oh, that means I must have done something wrong. So that is how he'll come to his senses. Right? The main thing is don't tolerate Vaishnava Aparadha. Then once I tried to take leftover prasad from temple for someone who are not much interested in ISKCON. My friend said to me in a rude way, they don't like ISKCON, but they want to eat prasad. Then I didn't take it. My heart was little hurt with that comment. Does this mean I am attached? No, actually it was not right about the person who said that. They don't like ISKCON, but you don't want to, but they want to eat prasad. The thing is that our idea is, oh, it's so wonderful that he wants to take Krishna prasad. Because Krishna prasad will purify that person. That is the way we should take it. That's why we distribute Krishna prasad. We are not distributing Krishna prasad only to the people, those who like ISKCON. We distribute Krishna prasad so that that is a way that they can become a devotee. Just like we distribute books. Do we give books only to those who like ISKCON? No, we give it to anyone and everyone. If somebody takes, we feel delighted. So similarly, distributing prasad is also similar like distributing books, to create some arrangement so that they can become devotees. So to clear it off, I tried to serve that devotee in some way in the next opportunity I got, and we're back to being good friends. The same solution doesn't work with some non-devotees. They just retaliate for small misunderstandings even after apologizing, rendering service. It is better to just limit such association to giving prasadam and books. Yes, that's right, Nitya. Thank you. Next is Khushbu from UK. Guru Maharaj, as we understand that pure devotees should also be respected. Not also be respected, Khushbu. Pure devotees must be respected. However, due to our ignorance and little intelligence, we sometimes mentally speculate the activities of such pure devotees. How can we free ourselves from such misinterpretations in order to respect them and feel sheltered? Please enlighten. As I told you, if there is such unfavorable attitude towards pure devotees, then give it up and respect them. Next is from Shamsundar Krishna and Kanha from Melbourne. Hare Krishna. Guru Maharaj, Krishna is Adi Purusha, meaning he is the first. Since one is not born in Golok Dham, how do we understand that Balaram, Nanda Mahababa and Jashoda are elder to Krishna? Yes, Kanha, I know it's your question. So, you will never be able to understand. This is the spiritual reality is inconceivable. Yes, a very good question you actually rose. It's a very nice question. Balaram is Krishna's expansion. Then how come Balaram became Krishna's elder brother? Okay, in simple words we can say that Balaram appeared from Krishna as his elder brother. Nanda Maharaj appeared from Krishna as his father. So this is how we have to somewhat try to conceive that. And there are other ways also to look at it. You see, when Ramchandra came back after killing Ravan and rescuing Sita to Ajodhya, then everyone was glorifying Ramchandra. Then Agastya Muni said, no, actually the credit of killing Ravan and conquering Ravan, conquering this battle, the real credit goes to Lakshman. And then he explained why. And Ramchandra saw Lakshman went through so many difficulties. Like one just simple consideration that Agastya Muni told that nobody could kill Indrajit. Indrajit was practically immortal. Because there was a boon that he received from Lord Brahma that he would be killed by only someone who had been a brahmachari for 14 years, who didn't sleep for 14 years, and who didn't eat anything for 14 years. Who could do that? But Agastya Muni pointed out, Lakshman did that. For all these 14 years, he was a brahmachari. Ramchandra actually questioned, but Sita was there. A brahmachari doesn't look at a woman. And Agastya Muni asked, so why don't you ask Lakshman? Lakshman said, yeah, I never seen her face. I always looked at her feet. For 14 years. He didn't sleep. During the daytime, he was awake. At night, he was guarding Lord Ramchandra. He didn't eat anything. So Ramchandra said, but I give you fruit every day. Lakshman said, yes. You gave me the fruit and you said, take it. You didn't ask me to eat it. Therefore, I didn't eat it. So, I kept the fruits back into the forest. Gave it back to the forest. Oh, those fruits got the touch of Lakshman's hand. Therefore, they must be immortal. They must be there. Hanuman, go and collect all the fruits. So they counted, and 5 fruits were short. So you ate for 5 days. No, for those 5 days you forgot to give me fruits. The day you got the news of my father's disappearance, the day Sita was stolen, the way I was hit by Shakti, the day Sita's Agni Pariksha took place. So then Ramchandra said, for my sake you went through so many difficulties. As my younger brother, you had to undergo all these difficulties. In my next pastimes, he'll be my elder brother. And that's why in Krishna's pastimes, Lakshman became Balaram. So now you can see how Balaram became Krishna's elder brother. But your question is very relevant, that in the spiritual world, yes, the understanding is there. Krishna is the original Supreme Personality of Godhead. And from him, the first expansion is Balaram. And then other expansion. So if he is Krishna's expansion, how is Balaram the elder brother? The understanding is that their elder or younger is not calculated like here through time. Here everything is measured and judged by time. But in the spiritual world, that is not the consideration. The spiritual world, the consideration is the way Krishna did it. So, although Balaram came is for Krishna's first expansion, but he is his elder brother. So thank you very much. So that's all here. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. So I'll hand over the scene to Bhakti Prem Maharaj.
Shaminiti namini Namaste Saraswati Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Sunnavadi Paschatadeshatarini Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Radha Shivashadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य शिष्यमात अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शिल प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि गौर भक्तविंद की कलिजुग जुगतम हरिनाम संकीर्तन की समवेत गौर भक्तविंद की गौर प्रेमानंदी. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Vishnu Krishna.